make it a better place.
Hi everybody, this is Tina. Welcome to my video today, you guys. This is all about trimmers, okay? So this is one video that you guys have requested a tons and tons of you have requested for me to do this video. So I'm going to be talking about all of these different trimmers. I'm going to be talking about the Stampin' Up! Trimmer. You can see I have two here. I'm going to show you some tips for them. I'm going to show you, I'll go through the trimmer and we'll talk about it. So the thing is about trimmers. Back many years ago, 15 something years ago, when I first started out scrapbooking, I didn't have a 12x12 trimmer. I used to cut my 12x12 paper with scissors. Like I would just draw a line and cut it. And it's actually the very first tool I ever went out and searched for. Like I went into a Michael's. I got it right after we got married, right after I got married. I went and searched for a trimmer. The very first trimmer I had was the Cricut brand trimmer. So I'm sure you guys have seen them. They're about, I think they're about 4 inches across. It's green. It has the same kind of idea, you know. So that's the very first trimmer I had. It was really flimsy. It was not as sturdy as I wanted it to be, but at the time that's what I got. So I used that for many years, just thinking that's how 12x12 trimmers were, okay? So then I did get this one from Creative Memories a long time ago. This one is no longer available, but I've always kept this one. You could find it on eBay, I'm sure. It's a 12x12 trimmer that has an arm that swings out. And then it has these 2 decorative edges, which is why I've kept it. It's a really quick way to add a decorative edge. The blades lock up here, which I always liked because when my trimmers were out when I had little kids, like babies, I always felt like it was a little safer for them. It swings up like this. It's pretty standard. This is actually the only blades I have for it. I've never changed my blades. I'll give you guys some tips about sharpening your blades at the end of the video. So I just keep this tucked away. I just have not wanted to get rid of it since it's pretty unique and it's quick. I don't use it a lot, but when I do, it's really quick and really simple. So then when I joined Stampin' Up! A couple, 5-6 years ago, this is the trimmer that they used to have. It's a Fiskars trimmer. It has an arm that slides out like this. I think this is a pretty standard Fiskars trimmer. You can get this kind of trimmer at any craft store, your Michael's store. A lot of them have like a really pretty design that goes up the side. This I really liked. So this trimmer is the trimmer I started using instead of the Cricut trimmer, and I really loved it because it was more sturdy. It had a more sturdy base. This arm swings up this way, which is different for me now. That's a little bit backwards for me now because my other one flips this way. But it flips up like this. It has the standard blade. This blade isn't wobbly in here. It doesn't wobble back and forth this way. Up and down, it is a full 12. You can get a 12-inch piece of paper in here, which is really nice. There's a guide on the bottom. So when you're cutting, whatever it is you're cutting, you're going to stick in your trimmer and you're going to push it down. And so there's a guide right here, and you want your paper or whatever it is you're trimming right down against that guide, and then you're going to put it in there, and that's going to help you get a straight cut. Or same thing up here. There's a guide up here. This is basically how trimmers work, like this, okay? So the thing I did not like about this trimmer is, as we zoom in, and this is a Fiskars problem in general, you can see that my items have rubbed off. So I like this like the stainless steel surface, but this rubs off. Now I do know that there's some of Fiskars trimmers now that have the plastic and it's actually etched into the plastic, and that's fine too. The ones that I've seen from Fiskars that are like that are a little bit larger. So I don't know that I would want it just for storage reasons, but that is one thing that I did not like about this trimmer. The other thing that I didn't like is this goes, you can see the 5-inch mark is here. I mean, you've pulled this out, but the 5-inch mark is kind of covered up It's weird to see. So really your first or your last good measurement is going to be 4. So I always felt a little confused when I would be cutting 5.5. I'd be like, is that right? I know you can write on here, but I just did not like, that was one of the things I didn't like. It's not that it's not usable. I used it for several years and I really liked it better than the Cricut one, mainly because the platform was more sturdy. It wasn't just like plastic. It had this plate on it, which made it more sturdy, okay? And then Stampin' Up! Came out with this. And I have 2 of them. That's how much I love this. So I want to say first, I would not tell you guys I loved something regardless of whether it was Stampin' Up! If I did not love it. There are things that I don't use of Stampin' Ups because I don't think that they're all that great, or I don't like them, or I don't think that they're necessary. And so, for instance, I'm not crazy about this. I don't think it works all that great. It's a little tight. I use this part more than I use this part, but I would never tell you guys go buy this. It's wonderful because I don't think it is. So that's what I want to say first. Yes, I do sell this product, but I sell it and I'm a part of the company because I love it. And this is why. Because Stampin' Up! Saw that this was not working. This is Fiskars. I love that brand. It's a great brand, but this situation was not working. So what Stampin' Up! Does lots of the times is they come up with their own tools. So this is something that was designed by Stampin' Up! And then we produce this product. So here's the great thing. The first thing is that the base is longer. It goes all the way to 6 inches. So I feel like anytime I have any needs, especially I do 5.5 a lot, it's right there. I don't have to worry about it. Is that there's the guide up here, which is normal. That's standard, okay? It does have an arm that swings out, and that arm goes all the way to 14 inches. This one went all the way to 15.5. So it was a little bit longer. It extended a little bit wider, but really I just need something that is like 12 by 12 in case I'm cutting a 12 by 12 paper. I want that to be able to fit in there nicely, and it does. So the arm is great. It has this little kickstand right here on the back so that it's sturdy, so it goes down on your platform really well and it's not like bending down or anything. There's that little stand. It slides out really nice. And then it has on here a score blade and a cutting blade. I believe that this Fiskars did come with a scoring blade as well, but I took my scoring blade off of it, but you could change it out. So I just want to make sure you guys have all the information about each of the trimmers I'm talking about. On this trimmer, this is the trimmer that I use over at my Project Live station, and I took the scoring blade off of it just so that there was just the blade. And honestly, I don't always use the scoring blade. I oftentimes will use my bone folders. So it comes with the 2 blades up here. It has a lock feature right here. So when this is locked, you got to push this in, you pull that, and this isn't going to come up. So if you're going to a crop or you are worried about your kids maybe opening this and touching the blades, this is going to lock and this won't come up now. I always just leave mine unlocked. I don't necessarily need that. Okay. So then to get the blade out, I'm going to turn it this way and we're going to zoom in. So in order to get this blade out, right here, you're going to see that there is a little groove right there. So what you do is you bring your blade down to this groove and then you pop it out. It will not pop out anywhere else on this track. And you can't get it in either anywhere in this other than in that place. So your blade's never gonna pop out. It also has this hook, so it hooks right in here. So you wanna hook that to the back and then you wanna pop that in, and then when you slide it, that's gonna keep everything straight. It's got that guide, and then it's not gonna pop out. While I'm zoomed in, it also has this piece. Now, originally, the reason that this came out and was able to come out and switch was because we also had a rotary blade on here. where you could change out this arm part, and then you could put a different kind of blade on here. So it was one that rolled, and then you could do like perforated edges. We no longer sell that as part of the trimmer, but these still come out, and it's nice because sometimes if you're trimming a lot of different things, this track can get a little clogged up. So what's nice is you can take it out to clean it, or you can replace it. We actually do sell replacement pieces for this. So it's nice to be able to take that out and clean it and turn it around. You always want to make sure the groove is down, and then that also helps your blade. So where's my blade? Right here. So that helps your blade stay in track. Now our blades are really nice because they are dual. I'm going to take this out and maybe you'll be able to see it a little bit better. It is a dual blade, which means that no matter which direction you're cutting it from, it's going to cut, which means your blade will last longer. So maybe you can see this if my camera will focus. So see how that is a triangle? So that means that you can cut in either direction. So let me zoom back out. So you can put your paper in here and you can cut pushing it up, or you can cut pushing it down. So one thing that I do to extend the life of my blades is I make sure to rotate. One time I'll pull down, the next time I'll push up to cut, and that will make my blades last longer. The arm swings this way, so that's why I said the Fiskars swung open this way. This one swings open this way. So then another great feature is, let's put that back in. The back of it has this really great storage compartment. So you can fit a bone folder in here. I store all of my extra blades in here so that they're always with my trimmer. You can store other items in here. There's quite a few different spots. So I just do my blades, and there's no rhyme or reason. These two have a little bit, they've been used a little bit, so they don't cut paper great, but they cut like magnetic strips good. So then our blades come like this with a little cover on them. They come 2 to a pack, and they're just like that. And so I keep them in the back of my trimmer. And this is my card for doing cards. I keep this over here where I'm filming and creating cards. So I really do love our trimmer. Like I said, I have 2 of them. They are $30, but it is a great tool to invest in, and I've never had any problems with it. It's very sturdy. This part wipes off really well. When you get it, there's a film, like a clear film that you'll want to just peel off. I left mine on until it started to naturally kind of peel off, and then I peeled it off. But I just wipe these down with Clorox wipes. I always have these in my craft room. I just wipe it down and it's totally fine. I've never had any problems with it, so I love these. So I do have 2 of those, and then the only other trimmer that I'm going to talk about, this is one that I was waiting for, and this is from Creative Memories. It is a small 6-inch mini trimmer. It cuts like this. So you pull the arm up and you cut. It has this plastic piece right here. You put your item in here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to cut a photo. And this is why I got this. Now, I had one of these years ago, and I loved it. And then I got rid of it thinking I didn't, I wasn't really needing it. And I've always missed it and always wished that I had not gotten rid of it. So you just push this in. Here is the guide for up here. You're always going to push it to the top. You can see how far over you need to go since it's a blade that you pull down. It has great measurements on it. On this part, this is a different design than, not a different design, but it's a different trimmer than I had. But my old one, none of this ever wore off. I never had any issues with it. So you just push this down, and then you bring your blade down, and then that's gonna cut whatever it is you need to cut. I specifically got this for my Project Life area specifically for cutting photos and cutting smaller things. So the reason I got a Creative Memories one, this one was $24, and you can get one fairly cheaper, a lot cheaper on Amazon. That's like under $10. But one of the things that I did like about this is it has a drawer in it, which I always loved. So in here I have like my writing pens, I have my paper piercer, I have a Wink of Stella, a bone folder, and then the pens that I use, a white gel pen, a black gel pen, and this drawer just stays right in there like that, and it fits on my shelf this way. So it is nice to have that extra storage in there. And then I knew that the Creative Memories, that the blade lasted a long time because I had one for years and I loved it. So I went ahead and purchased that from Creative Memories. Over on my coordinating blog post, I will have a link where you can pick one of these up. I have a friend that does Creative Memories, and that's who I got it from. And I told her I would share her link. Her name is Sue, and she is amazing. So if you're interested in picking one of these up, you can use that link. Otherwise, you can just go to creativememories.com, pick one up, pick a consultant. I really love this. Again, I got it for cutting photos, and it was a little bit more expensive, but I knew the blade would last, and I liked the storage compartment. So one of the things that I do to sharpen my blade is I just take tinfoil, and like for this one, I'll take tinfoil, I'll fold it up a couple times, and then I'll cut with it, and that will keep your blade in good condition for this kind, because clearly I'm not going to be replacing this blade. I'll have to replace the whole unit. Again, I had one of these before. It lasted me. It wasn't even broken or not cutting or anything when I got rid of it, and I had had it for 5+ years. On this, the way I keep my blades fairly healthy is if I need to cut something that is like magnetic strips or thicker cardboard, I will change my blade out for one that I'm using for that kind of thing. And so that way it extends the life of my blades when I'm using it for like designer paper or cardstock. You get a pretty good amount of cuts using these blades. I change mine probably every couple weeks, but you have to remember that because this is my full-time job, I'm doing a lot more cutting probably than you're going to do. If you're just using it on a crafting basis, you're probably going to be able to not have to change out your blade for a month to 6 weeks to, you know, anywhere. You could probably get a couple months use out of it, really. They're really great, sturdy blades. So those are the trimmers that I am using. If you have any questions, please feel free to get back to me. If you have any other questions about the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, you can reach out to me, leave me a comment. I'd love to know what trimmer you're using. If you're using one I did not feature, I'd love to know which one and what features it has. I just like to know what's out there. Fiskars is a good brand if you just want to go and buy a trimmer at a store. Fiskars is a good brand. There are a couple flaws detailed. In the details, there's a few flaws, but the trimmer itself is really good. The cutting, the sturdiness of it is really good. And then this Creative Memory one, you would probably have to find on eBay. All of the products will be linked on my coordinating blog post that I can link. If you want to pick up any of the Stampin' Up! Items I talked about, you can do that in my online store. So just really quick, you guys, don't forget Celebrations is happening. It's almost over. There's just a few weeks left. So you can get a free item for every $50 you spend, or you can get the best deal and spend $99 and join my team, which I would love. I will be back. You guys are having a great day, and I will chat with you later.